Let's make chuck roast, ragu, and pasta. We're going to be using a chuck roast. This is a 2.33 pound chuck roast. It's boneless. It's only $15. This will feed a lot of people. All right, let's get this on the cutting board and start chopping it up. Woo! Look at that. Stole my husband's knife. Look at this, you guys. Really? A holster?
I like that knife.
We're going to cut the chuck roast into 1-inch pieces, about the size of like beef stew. Ooh, this knife cuts through it like butter.
Like butter.
Y'all know Thomas is here for this one.
You got that right.
He's watching me carefully with this knife. It has some nice marbling to it, which will help really add some flavor and keep this meat tenderized. We're going to turn our board around and we're going to cut the 1-inch pieces. This recipe came from my sister-in-law, Donna. It came out of a magazine from 2011. The recipe as a whole sounded really delicious. Anyway, there's mushrooms in this dish, but I'm going to be putting in zucchini. We're going to season up our chuck roast pieces. We're going to go in with some salt. Just sprinkle it right across the top. Don't worry about the cutting board. My husband does the dishes. He's got a certain thing he does to the cutting boards to get them nice and clean. Black pepper right across the top. I'm not measuring. Some garlic powder, onion powder, and smoked paprika. These are my favorites when I'm browning up meats. We're going to sear the chuck roast. I've got a large Dutch oven, or you can use a large pot. We're going to place about 2 tablespoons of cooking oil. I'm using avocado oil. You can use olive oil or like a Crisco oil, canola oil. We're going to heat that on to a medium-high heat and get it nice and sizzly. When you start searing the meat, people are going to come. They're going to be over your shoulder. They're going to be salivating. You're going to wake them up. Nothing is like that smell. It's amazing. Our oil is hot. Let's start adding our beef. Now what I'm going to do is put it in kind of upside down. That way we can season the other side. We're going to put them in and we're going to leave them alone and let them do their thing for about 3 to 4 minutes. Let's season. Salt, black pepper right across the top, garlic powder, onion powder, smoked paprika. While our chuck roast is searing, we're going to go ahead and start talking about the vegetables. We're going to be adding in 3 carrots, 2 zucchini, 1 yellow onion, and we've got some garlic here. So I'm going to peel and chop these pretty big. I like where I'm standing. It smells pretty good. All right, once we get these carrots done, it'll be time to turn the meat. The recipe called for 2 carrots, but we love carrots with roast, so I added an extra one. We're gonna start turning the roast over. Now we're not looking to cook the beef all the way through and make it nice and tender right now. All right, 3 to 4 more minutes. Let's finish our vegetables. Gonna chunk these up. Now I have my zucchini. This was taking the place of the mushrooms that you could add. I've already washed off my zucchini. Just going to take off the ends. I'm going to slice these very thin. Oh yeah, these will show up really well in the dish. And then we're going to take a yellow onion. Then we're going to chunk it up really big. I'm going to cut it in half. Cut those lengthwise. And then make big chunks. We'll work on the garlic as soon as we get those going. We're going to take our brown seared chuck roast pieces out of the Dutch oven, put it on a plate. We're going to leave all that goodness in there. Don't throw that away. All right, we're going to set this aside. We're going to bring over the vegetables again. We're going to add our vegetables right into the same pot. It's still on the medium-high heat. We have those nice, delicious juices from the beef and the seasonings already in the pan there. I'm going to stir these around a little bit. Get them nice and coated. We're going to let those stew down just a little bit. Let's get some garlic ready for it. Take off those cloves. We're going to do 4. All right, I'm just going to mash down on my garlic with the back end of my knife. I want that flat edge there. We're going to take off all that paper. All right, we're just going to chop it up. Make sure you tuck your fingers in. This is a hearty ragu. All right, let's add this to the vegetables. I'm going to chop up some fresh rosemary. We'll add that to our vegetables with the garlic and mix all that up. That smells good in there. We're going to add in 1 tablespoon of tomato paste. I have mine in a tube. We're going to crack in some salt. You know, this is your dish, so you can crack as much salt as you want, and black pepper. All right, we're going to mix this all together. Stir it all in there good. I'm going to be making some chicken broth. I'm using Better Than Bouillon. This is the roasted chicken flavor. I'm just going to put a couple of teaspoons into some hot water. About a teaspoon per cup of water. So we have 2 cups of water here. I'm going to whisk this together and pour it in. Now the chicken flavor adds a mild flavor to this. If you want to add beef broth, you can, but we want to pick up all those other flavors in there. I'm just scraping the bottom, getting all those delicious pieces down there up and in to our ragu. We're going to add in 1 can of diced tomatoes, juice and all. This is 14 ounces. We're going to stir that in. We're going to put the beef back in. Juices and all. It's all flavor. We got lots of layers in there. Okay, we're going to turn this down to a medium heat. It's simmering right now. We're going to place the lid on. We're going to cook this for about 1 hour. We're going to come back. We're going to check how tender the beef is, and it should just like pull apart like with a fork. Now, we've still got something else to add some delicious flavor, and we've still got the pasta to do. Now you want to make sure you remove the lid every so often and just scrape down at the bottom, make sure nothing is sticking down there. Okay, I've got a large pot of water coming to a boil. You can do that like fast with the lid on it. Okay, I already added some salt to it. We're going to add in our pasta. We got 16 ounces of a pappardelle. I hope I said that right.
Pappardelle.
There you go. And it looks like little nest. And the pasta is pretty thick and nice and hearty. So if you don't want to use this, you can use like a linguine or a fettuccine. You just want something hearty to hold up to that ragu. I'm going to add these in. You want 16 ounces, that's right. I'm going to add these in. Now I've got my ragu sitting back here. It is done. So it is just on a low right now. I've taken the lid and moved it just a little bit just to kind of thicken up that sauce. Kind of cook it down. There we go. We're going to cook it for, it says 11 to 13 minutes. Then we'll drain it and we're going to add it to our ragu. Now while this is happening, let's take a look at our ragu. We need to add one thing to it. Ooh, look at that. I'm going to bring y'all up here. Look at that ragu in here. That meat is so tender. All right, we've got some Parmesan. There we go. Shredded cheese. We're going to add it in. About 1/4 cup. And we're going to mix that in, get that cheese nice and melted in there. If you want this thicker, you can add a little bit of heavy whipping cream, or you can do a cornstarch slurry. Okay, I've drained my pasta. We're going to add it to the ragu. All right, let's stir it all together to combine. I've got my husband's bowl right here.
Heck yeah.
Got a little extra Parmesan on top with a little bit of parsley. Hey, make it look good. Look at that. I got my fork right here. I'm going to give it a try for you. I'm going to go in for that pasta first with that nice, delicious sauce. Wow. That's delicious. Let's go in for that beef. Tender. Tender, tender, tender. Full of flavor. That is delicious. I hope you're making some. That ragu sauce, woo, it is clinging to that pasta. We did a little bit of cornstarch just to thicken that up a little bit. Give me a thumbs up on this one. Make sure you like this recipe. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button down below and that bell notification. That way, you'll always know when shows like this one here are posted. I'll see y'all on the next episode. Bye.